In our previous videos, we have assumed an ideal transformer, means its winding resistance and magnetic leakage is 0. However, in case of real or actual transformer, winding resistance and magnetic leakage cannot be 0. So, in this video, we will see how to consider the effect of winding resistance and magnetic leakage in case of transformer. We will also see how to transfer the winding resistance and leakage reactance from one circuit to another circuit, that is from primary to secondary or from secondary to primary. Let us now consider an ideal transformer with zero winding resistance. Now, if we consider a practical or real transformer, then its winding resistance cannot be equal to 0, because even if the winding is made up of good conductors like copper or aluminum, the resistance of winding cannot be equal to 0. So, how to consider the effect of these winding resistances? So, to consider the effect of these winding resistances, we assume that the resistance is connected in series with both the windings, that is primary winding as well as secondary winding. So, we assume that a resistance of R1 ohm is connected in series with primary winding and resistance of R2 ohm is connected in series with secondary winding. So, here R1, it is the resistance of primary winding in ohm and R2 is the resistance of secondary winding in ohm. So, we have seen that R1 is primary resistance in ohm and R2 is secondary winding resistance in ohm. Now, to make our calculations simple and easy, it is possible to transfer the resistance from one winding to the other winding. That is, R2 can be transferred from secondary to primary. Similarly, R1 can be transferred from primary to secondary. Let us first of all see how to transfer secondary resistance R2 to primary side. So, when R2 it is transferred to the primary side, it may be denoted by R2 dash. Means here you can see the resistance of secondary winding, which is R2. This resistance, it can be transferred to primary side and then it is denoted by R2 dash. So, R2 dash, it is called as equivalent equivalent secondary resistance as referred to primary. Means actually it is secondary resistance, but now transferred to primary side. So, it is equivalent secondary resistance as referred to primary. Now, let us see how to determine the value or expression for R2 dash. So, here R2 dash, it should produce same effect as that of R2. Means when R2 is transferred on primary side, it is denoted by R2 dash, and the effect produced by R2 and R2 dash, it must be same. Now, the resistance R2 dash, it carries current I1, whereas resistance R2, if it is on secondary side, it carries current I2. So, the power loss or copper loss produced by R2 and produced by R2 dash, it must be same. So, what is the power loss produced by R2? You know that power loss is I square into R. So, here what is the current? It is I2, and what is the resistance? It is R2. So, here power loss produced by R2, it will be I2 square into R2. Similarly, current through R2 dash, it is I1, and resistance is R2 dash. So what is the power loss? It is I1 square into R2 dash. Now here the power loss produced by R2 dash, that is I1 square R2 dash, it must be same as power loss produced by R2, that is I2 square R2. So we can write this equation I1 square R2 dash, this must be equal to I2 square R2. So from this you can determine what is the expression for R2 dash. So we have to transfer this I1 square on the other side. So you will get R2 dash as I2 square upon I1 square into R2, which is nothing but I2 upon I1 square into R2. But what is I2 upon I1? We have seen the transformation ratio K. K is nothing but I1 upon I2, and therefore here I2 upon I1, it is nothing but 1 upon K. So if it is 1 upon K, what is the value of R2 dash? R2 dash, it is R2 upon K square, because I2 upon I1, it is equal to 1 upon K. So this expression, it is very important. R2 dash, it is equal to R2 upon K square. Means when resistance of secondary is transferred to primary, it should be divided by K square. Similarly, the resistance of primary, that is R1, can be transferred to the secondary side. So when R1 is transferred from primary to secondary, it is denoted by R1 dash. So here this resistance R1 dash, it is the primary resistance R1 transferred to secondary, and that's why it is denoted by R1 dash. So here R1 dash, it is called as the equivalent primary resistance as referred to secondary. Means actually it is the primary resistance, but now it is transferred to the secondary side. So it is called as the equivalent primary resistance as referred to secondary. Now how to determine R1 dash? Again you can apply the same rule, that is power loss produced by R1 dash must be equal to the power loss produced by R1. So applying this, you will get R1 dash as R1 into K square. So this again, this expression, it is very important. R1 dash, it is equal to R1 into K square. Means when resistance R1, it is transferred from primary to secondary, it must be multiplied by K square. Here K is the transformation ratio, and we have defined K as N2 upon N1. Now if all the resistances are transferred on primary side, we can add R1 and R2 dash. So this resistance R1 and R2 dash, it is known as equivalent or effective resistance of transformer as referred to primary, and this resistance, it may be denoted as R01. So what is R01? It is R1 plus R2 dash, and R2 dash, it is R2 upon K square, and therefore R01, it is R1 plus R2 upon K square. Similarly, if all the resistances are transferred on secondary side, then we can add R2 and R1 dash. So this resistance R2 plus R1 dash, it is known as equivalent or effective resistance of transformer as referred to secondary, and it may be denoted as R02. So what is R02? R02 is nothing but R2 plus R1 dash, and R1 dash, it is R1 into K square, and therefore R02, it is equal to R2 plus R1 into K square. So this is the equivalent or effective resistance of transformer as referred to secondary. In our discussion so far, we have assumed that there is no magnetic leakage, means it was assumed that all the flux produced by primary, it is linked with secondary, and all the flux produced by secondary is linked with primary. However, it is not possible in practice, means in practice there is always some leakage of flux. So here all the flux produced by primary cannot link with secondary, but a part of that flux, that is phi L2, this flux, it completes its path through air and it will not pass through core, and therefore flux phi L1, it is linked with primary winding only and it will not link with secondary winding. So this flux phi L1, it is called as primary leakage flux because it is linked with primary winding only, and this primary leakage flux phi L1, it is proportional to primary current I1 and it is also in phase with current I1. Similarly, all the flux produced by secondary cannot link with primary. So a part of flux, that is phi L2, this flux, it completes its path through air and therefore it is linked with secondary winding only, and therefore this phi L2, it is known as secondary leakage flux, and again this phi L2, it is proportional to secondary current I2 and it is also in phase with current I2. So in practical transformer, there is leakage flux of primary winding, which is phi L1, and similarly there is leakage flux of secondary winding, that is phi L2. Let us now see what is the effect of leakage flux phi L1 and phi L2. So leakage flux phi L1, it is linked with primary winding only. So when it cuts primary winding, a self-induced EMF of EL1 volts is induced in primary only and not in secondary. So here this EL1 is induced in primary because of leakage flux phi L1. Similarly, because of secondary leakage flux phi L2, there is a self-induced EMF EL2 induced in secondary but not in primary. So because of this flux phi L2, there is self-induced EMF EL2 induced in secondary, and therefore in primary winding there is an additional voltage drop of EL1 volts. Similarly, in secondary winding there is an additional voltage drop of EL2 volts in secondary winding. Now how to consider the effect of this additional voltage drop EL1 and EL2 in primary and secondary windings? So to consider the effect of this additional voltage drop EL1 and EL2, we consider a small inductive coil connected in series with each winding. So we consider an inductive reactance X1 connected external to the primary winding. Similarly, inductive reactance X2, it is connected external to the secondary winding, and this X1, it will represent the effect produced by EL1, and for that the voltage drop across X1, it must be equal to EL1. Now what is the voltage drop across X1? It is I1 into X1, and the value of X1, it should be such that I1 X1 is equal to EL1. In that case, we can represent the effect of EL1 by external coil X1. Similarly, the voltage drop in X2, it is I2 into X2, and the value of X2, it should be such that I2 X2 is equal to EL2. Then the effect of EL2 can be represented by this external inductive reactance X2, and therefore if the effect of leakage flux, if it is represented by external leakage reactances X1 and X2, then this particular transformer we can call it as an ideal transformer. Why it is ideal transformer? Because whatever is the effect of leakage flux, means whatever is the effect of EL1 and EL2, it is represented by external reactances X1 and X2. So, in order to consider the effect of leakage flux, what we have to do? We have to connect external reactances X1 and X2 in series with primary and secondary windings respectively. So here this X1, it is called as leakage reactance of primary, and X2, it is called as leakage reactance of secondary. So here you have to note that X1 and X2, these are imaginary, and these two terms X1 and X2, these are used only to represent the effect of primary and secondary leakage fluxes. So we have seen that because of primary leakage flux, there is an induced EMF EL1 in primary, and because of secondary leakage flux, there is an induced EMF EL2 in secondary, and the effect of EL1, it is represented by X1, and effect of EL2, it is represented by X2, and both these X1 and X2 are imaginary. And as we have seen already, EL1 must be equal to I1 X1 and EL2 must be equal to I2 X2. Now just like resistances, leakage reactances also can be transferred from primary to secondary or from secondary to primary, again to make the calculations simple and easy. So if the secondary winding leakage reactance X2, if it is transferred to the primary side, it is denoted by X2 dash. So here this X2 dash, it is actually the leakage reactance of secondary, that is X2, and it is transferred to primary, and it is denoted by X2 dash. So here this X2 dash, it is called as the equivalent secondary leakage reactance. So actually it is secondary leakage reactance. So equivalent secondary leakage reactance as referred to primary, because now it is transferred to primary side. And just like resistance, the effect of X2 dash and X2 must be same. So the reactive power consumed by X2 and the reactive power consumed by X2 dash must be same, and the reactive power consumed, it is I square into X. So using this we can determine the expression for X2 dash, and this X2 dash, it is also equal to X2 upon K square. Means just like resistance, when the leakage reactance is transferred from secondary to primary, it must be divided by K square. So similarly, we can transfer the primary leakage reactance X1 to the secondary side, and when X1 is transferred to the secondary side, it can be denoted by X1 dash. So here this X1 dash, it is actually the leakage reactance of primary which is transferred to secondary. Now here X1 dash, it is called as equivalent primary leakage reactance, means it is the primary leakage reactance but now transferred to secondary, and therefore equivalent primary leakage reactance as referred to secondary. And again X1 dash, it is equal to X1 into K square, means when leakage reactance is transferred from primary to secondary, it must be multiplied by K square, and we have already seen the transformation ratio K, we have defined it as N2 upon N1. Now when both the reactances are transferred on primary side, then we can add reactances X1 and X2 dash. So this X1 plus X2 dash, it is denoted by X01, and this X01 is the equivalent or effective leakage reactance of transformer as referred to primary. So X01, it is equal to X1 plus X2 dash, and therefore it is equal to X1 plus X2 upon K square. Similarly, if both the reactances are transferred on secondary side, then we can add X2 and X1 dash. So this X2 plus X1 dash, it is denoted by X02, and this X02 is the equivalent or effective leakage reactance of transformer as referred to secondary, and that is why X02, it is X2 plus X1 dash, and therefore it is equal to X2 plus X1 into K square. So this X02, it is X2 plus X1 into K square. In case of practical or real transformer, winding resistance and leakage reactance cannot be equal to 0, and therefore here R1 and R2 are primary and secondary winding resistances, whereas X1 and X2 are primary and secondary winding leakage reactances. And therefore the primary winding impedance, it is Z1, and Z1, it is equal to R1 plus jX1. So this impedance Z1, it is R1 plus jX1, or the magnitude of Z1, it is under root R1 square plus X1 square. Similarly, impedance of secondary, it can be denoted by Z2, and Z2, it is equal to R2 plus jX2, or the magnitude of Z2, it is under root R2 square plus X2 square. And therefore because of primary and secondary resistances and leakage reactances, some voltage drop takes place in each winding. So what is the voltage drop in primary winding? It will be equal to I1 into Z1, and voltage drop in secondary winding, it is I2 into Z2, and because of these voltage drops, now V1 cannot be equal to E1. In ideal transformer, we assume that V1 is equal to E1, but in practical transformer, V1 is not equal to E1. Similarly, in ideal transformer we assume that E2 is equal to V2. But again, because of voltage drop I2 Z2, E2 cannot be equal to V2. So here in primary winding, the voltage drop is I1 R1 in resistance and I1 X1 in leakage reactance, and therefore if you want to obtain V1, how you will get V1? V1 will be equal to E1 plus voltage drop in R1 and X1, which is equal to I1 into Z1. So E1 plus I1 Z1, it must be equal to V1, and therefore here V1 is nothing but it is E1 plus I1 Z1, and Z1 it is R1 plus JX1, and therefore V1 it is equal to E1 plus I1 into bracket R1 plus JX1. Now similarly on the secondary side, if you want to obtain E2, how you will get E2? E2 is equal to V2 plus voltage drop in R2 and X2, which is nothing but I2 into Z2, and therefore on secondary side the voltage drops are I2 R2 and I2 X2, and that's why E2 it is equal to V2 plus I2 Z2, and Z2 is R2 plus JX2, and therefore E2 it is equal to V2 plus I2 into bracket R2 plus JX2. Now we have seen total effective resistance as well as leakage reactance of transformer referred to primary and secondary. So if all the parameters are transferred on primary side, we get total resistance of transformer as referred to primary, that is R01, and total leakage reactance of transformer as referred to primary, that is X01. So if we combine R01 and X01, we get total impedance of transformer referred to primary, that is Z01, and therefore total impedance of transformer as referred to primary, that is Z01, it is R01 plus JX01, or the magnitude of Z01, it is under root R01 square plus X01 square. Now similarly, if all the parameters are transferred to secondary, we get total resistance of transformer referred to secondary, that is R02, and total leakage reactance of transformer referred to secondary, that is X02. If we combine the resistance and leakage reactance on secondary side, we get impedance of transformer as referred to secondary, that is Z02. So total impedance of transformer as referred to secondary, that is Z02, is equal to R02 plus JX02, or the magnitude of Z02, it is equal to under root R02 square plus X02 square. So this is the impedance of transformer referred to primary as well as secondary. In this video, we have studied what is the resistance, leakage reactance and impedance of transformer referred to primary and secondary. In our next video, we will now draw complete equivalent circuit of practical or real transformer, and we will also draw the vector diagram or phasor diagram of practical or real transformer. Thank you.